Hello everyone, in this video we will learn about silk. The silk fiber is also animal fiber and it is obtained from silkworm. The rearing of silkworm for obtaining the silk is called the sericulture. Means when we are rearing the silkworm and we are getting the silk from them, then this is called a sericulture. Now life history of a silk moth. Now how silk moth is grows and it is completing its life cycle we will discuss in this topic. So first of all, the female silk moth lays egg, and from these eggs, whenever they are hatched, a larva is coming out. This larva is also known as the caterpillar or silkworm. They grows in size, and whenever it grows inside, it enters in a next stage that we call the pupa. So it first weave a net to hold itself, and after that it is swing its head side by side in the form of 8, and during its movement of head it is secreting a fiber which is made up of protein, and when this proteinous fiber is come in contact with air or it exposed in air, it became harder. After some time, the caterpillar is completely covered in this fiber and forms the pupa. And the covering of the pupa is known as the cocoon. Means when the caterpillar is secreting the fiber, after some time it will covered in that fiber completely, then it is called the pupa, and the covering of the pupa is known as the cocoon. The further development of the pupa into moth is done in the cocoon. Now, interesting thing is that if we compare the strength of a silk fiber and the steel, then we come to know that the silk fiber is more stronger as compared to steel. Now, variety of silk moth which have a variety of appearance, or they are different in their appearance in one another, and they are producing variety of cocoon which are different in texture. They may be coarse, smooth, shiny, etc. So thus, tussar silk, monga silk, kosa silk, etc. are obtained from the cocoons spun by the different type of moths. That means different type of moths are producing different type of cocoons, and on that basis, these names are there like tussar silk, monga silk, kosa silk, etc. So most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. The silk fiber that we obtain from the cocoon of this mulberry silk moth is soft, it is lustrous, it is elastic, and can be dyed in variety of colors. Now, sericulture is a very old occupation in India. India is also producing a plenty of silk on the commercial scale. Now, in India, the women are significantly working in the silk industry and they are giving their best in the nation's economy. China is leading in world silk production. India is also ranks among the leading silk production countries. Now from cocoon to silk. Now for obtaining the silk, first of all we have to rear the moth and obtaining the cocoon and collect them. Now first is rearing of silkworm. So a female silkworm lays hundred of eggs, and these eggs are carefully stored on the strap of paper or a piece of cloth, and after that they are sold to the farmers. The farmer kept these eggs under hygiene condition. Reason behind that, if they are not providing the hygiene condition, these eggs become spoiled. So first of all, the hygiene condition is required, and also the suitable condition and humidity. That means a suitable temperature as well as humidity is provided. The eggs are warmed to suitable temperature for the larva to hatch from eggs. That means a suitable temperature is provided to the eggs that the larva is coming out. and basically it is done at the time when mulberry trees are bearing a fresh crop of leaves. That means when mulberry tree is producing the new leaf, at that time this condition is provided. Now the larva or the caterpillar is eating day and night, and it is increasing its size enormously. That means after eating it is increasing in size. Now these larvae are kept in a bamboo tray along with the freshly chopped mulberry leaves. That means they are kept in a trays which is made up of bamboo, and in these bamboo trays we are providing lots of chopped mulberry leaves. After 25 to 30 days, the caterpillar stop eating and move to the tiny chambers of bamboo in the tray to spin cocoon. The small racks or twigs may be provided to the tie which cocoons get attached. That means a small racks are provided in which the cocoon may easily stuck there. The caterpillar or silkworm spin the cocoon inside which development of silk moth. That means the caterpillar is making the cocoon, and after that the development of silk moth occurs. Now processing of silk. Now how we are getting the silk from the cocoon? So first of all we have to take the pile of a cocoon to obtain the silk fiber. So for obtaining the silk, first of all we have to take the pile of a cocoon. After that these cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled, boil them or export to the steam. That means when we are providing the heat, the silk fibers are separated. So the processing or the process of taking out the thread from the cocoon for the use of silk is called the reeling of silk. Means when we are boiling it, we are exposing it to the sun or we are providing the steam to it. After that the threads are coming out, and that is known as the reeling. Nowadays reeling is done by the machine. After the threads are coming out, these threads are used to made different type of clothes by the weavers.